now tuned into the recap with the GoodFellaz podcast. We here, 2021, doing what we do every week around this time, breaking down all the latest stories, chopping it up, giving our opinions and our point of views on things that y'all we need to be talking about, because to let the media and let all these people out here tell it, man, they tell you a whole bunch of bullshit. So the GoodFellaz, we here to bring that real talk, real opinions, real conversation, real entertaining. My boy Tommy Guns, alongside my man Dav Noble. What up?
Yo, what's good? What's good? How everybody feeling out there?
All right, Sean Montana in the building.
What up? What is good?
Heritage Hip Hop's own Karev Yah holding it down.
Happy 2021. The movie has just started.
Shout out to the homie Big A. He'll be in the building in a little while. Special shout out to my man Sajin, aka Mayhem, behind the boards right now, doing what he does. Like I said, man, we here just trying to bring you that real content, that real talk that you need, man. And speaking of real talk and entertainment, let's talk some entertainment. More specifically, let's get into some sports real quick. Basketball season is upon us. And in the world of basketball, just the other day, a major trade went down. I mean, crazy. I mean, this may or may not even affect the balance of power between the East and the West. We'll let you decide that. But my man Karev Yah, why don't you let them know about this trade and the ramifications, and then we'll get into whether we think it's a good idea or not.
In today's sports news, ladies and gentlemen, James Harden and his stomach got traded to the Brooklyn Nets. So now, do we see the balance of power come to the Eastern Conference? Are all the strip clubs in Brooklyn, New York, going to be popping from now on? Only time will tell, gentlemen.
Don't call my man Rick Ross's little brother like that. That's messed up, man.
Harden and his
So for everybody out there, real quick, let's drop the graphic real quick. You know what I'm saying, to break down, because it was a multiple team trade actually. And so let me see. Let me get this. Boom. There we go for y'all visuals and all that. Here's the trade between the Rockets, the Nets, the Pacers, the Cavs. And I guess the big news is, at least the immediate big news is, you got Kevin Durant. You got all of a sudden James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and the rest of the crew.
A lot of first round draft picks.
That's the other side of the coin, though.
8 picks.
That's a lot of first round draft.
They gave away their future to win.
Yeah.
Because they want a champ. They're trying to buy a quick championship, but you can't have a championship when one of your big three is out there partying and burning sage on the court. Like, that's
burning sage.
He was out there on the basketball court at a away game, I think, burning sage or something.
Oh, Harden?
Nah, Kyrie.
Well, Kyrie's getting traded. I ain't worried about him.
Yeah,
I don't think he's getting traded, bro.
His days are numbered.
On so many levels, right? Now the thing is, when it comes to sports, there's how the team looks on paper and how it is in reality. Now, on paper, right? A lot of people who don't know too much about basketball, they might be like, they got James Harden, they got Kyrie, they got Durant. On paper, it looks like they're ready for that chip this year on paper. But what you don't understand, you got to think about chemistry. You got to think about, the James Harden and Kevin Durant, like, it didn't work so well in OKC, and I'm an OKC fan. Nah. You got to think Kyrie Irving. Do he want to play with anybody trying to steal the shine? And then you got to think like, are they, even with these major trades, are they in a position to win the title? These are questions you got to take into consideration before you can fully analyze this trade. And then more importantly, was it worth giving up the next 5 years of your potential roster for a chip you might not even win?
It's so crazy that Kyrie was I think he was really the spearhead of this whole thing when bringing, trying to build this thing to the Nets and, bringing Durant over to the Nets. Like, it on paper, it looked great. And the idea of getting Harden, when they added Harden, that's when I started thinking like, wait a minute, because You got three dudes who all want the ball in their hand to make the last shot. All of them.
Yeah.
The only one who may pass it off is Durant, but Kyrie's taking that shot.
Yeah.
And Harden's taking that shot.
As he travels.
Yeah, as he takes 5 steps. But no, my question is, I wonder if who's going to be the LeBron in the sense that, now I'll explain this. LeBron is going to three different teams and built championship teams because LeBron has been able to do something that other people really, not everybody can do, which is bring stars together and basically say, you're going to play this role.
Yeah.
And I need you to play this role. But if you play this role in this offense, what I'm trying to do here, we can win a chip. So you got guys buying in. You had Anthony Davis buying in, and then, but in buying into the system, everybody gets their shine. Everybody gets their moment. And it's synergy when it all works together. And you saw LeBron got another chip. So my question is, you have a lot of talent there. Is Durant going to be able to basically keep the other guys in line to the point that they're all stars, but Durant is the alpha star?
The leader. It's a leadership role.
Exactly. So is he going to be able to be that leader and basically to the point where you can visibly see in the game that Harden and Kyrie have bought into that? Because you'll know that when in the fourth quarter and it's one more person to take the shot and you see them give it to Durant and Durant's the one that takes that shot. I want to see that because I think him and Harden could work, but all three of them is going to work.
Yeah. Yo, my thing is this, like, and mind you, I'm a long time OKC fan, unfortunately. So in a way, it's like I almost have to be a Brooklyn Nets fan because, damn, like OKC is. When I was a fan, that team is gone. Like it's a wrap. But you bring up a valid point. Like LeBron, other than being talented as a basketball player, he had leadership qualities where he could be like, listen, I'm gonna play this role. You play this. No, I mean, like, he has respect. He has leadership qualities. He can make the team work chemistry wise. Without chemistry, you could have Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Like you could have everybody. If everybody want to be the man, like I said, and you know what I mean? Like, Dad brought up that last shot at the buzzer could win the game. I see, man, a good unselfish team, they'll figure out, all right, but you don't want taking the shot. And a selfish team, man, they fighting over the ball and they miss because they too busy fighting over the ball. So, and I agree with you. I think Harden and Durant, I feel like they have a certain synergy from their OKC days where, and I think at this point, Harden really just want a chip. So I think, you know what I mean? He realizes that, he's only got, because, he's done the super team thing a couple times already and it didn't work out. So
that was a bad super. Like anybody who thought pairing him up with Westbrook was going to lead to a chip. Like I knew it when they put it together. I said, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work.
That's why they left. Yeah. Westbrook is not that dude. Like it's similar to Kyrie Irving. I feel like Kyrie Irving.
This is a sidebar. Why did they pay Paul George all that money? Can someone explain that to me?
So they sided with him over Doc Rivers.
I'm just trying to figure out why he got all that money when, like, you literally watched this man just totally disappear. I mean, just totally disappear, and you awarded that with a huge payday. I don't understand that one, and I'm not even a basketball fan like that. So a lot of my perspective is really like I'm just kind of peeking in and stuff that just doesn't make sense. I did see the finals. And I watched those games and I saw that was a team that was supposed to win and they didn't. Yeah. And so that's, stuff like that. But people.
Man. But I think Kyrie Irving is the problem with this team. Like they got a shot. Like I do feel like the balance of power, like the East can finally say they got a super team, whatever. But I think Kyrie, man, is just gonna mess up that chemistry, and it's gonna affect them long term. Sha, how do you feel about? Are you a basketball fan? First of all,
Not really.
do you have a team?
Celtics.
Okay, so with this trade, do you feel like the Celtics have something to worry about? You're not convinced. How do you feel about the trade in reference to your team?
I think the whole NBA has something to worry about with this trade. I think that even with Kyrie acting the fool, they can really do some damage. And if Kyrie, comes back, that'll just be like, man, anything to dethrone the Lakers, because I hate the Lakers. I don't got a problem with LeBron. I hate the Lakers though.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, because I'm a Celtics fan.
I feel you.
Yeah. Yo, Shaw, did you watch any of the games when Kyrie was on the Celtics? Because I know he was wilding over there too.
Yeah.
I never knew him to wild. I didn't know. I didn't watch I don't really watch basketball or baseball like that.
Nah, that's true.
To me, the greatest sport in the history of mankind is football.
I'm not arguing. There's no argument there.
Yeah. I heard behind the scenes, he's like in the locker room, he's just not a team player, and it affects the team.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
They call him a diva. They say he's a diva.
I mean, like I said, I don't want to talk crazy about him, but the reality is like he took it upon himself to basically diss LeBron and separate himself from LeBron as if like LeBron was hurting him or stunting his growth from being this superstar. So he took it upon himself to take on that mantra of like, I'm my own man. I don't want to be Robin anymore. I'm going to be Batman.
Yeah.
He's supposed to go to the Celtics and be Batman. That was supposed to be a super team with him and Gordon and all those dudes and he messed up the chemistry there. Mm-hmm. And so then you go to another team, you bring Durant and you bring all these dudes. Now you're going to the Nets. And now again, you're acting, you're just doing stuff that's bringing attention to yourself. And you just got to question dudes' motives. And it's like, at some point, like, dude, do you want to play basketball? Because I think you can get to a point where you are too deep. Like, you're just way too deep where like you just don't make no sense anymore because everything is too deep. And I'm like, I think he just could be on that spot where it's like, listen, if you're not ready for it, man, do what you gotta do. Like if it's a mental health thing, like just let it be. I got some mental health things I need to take. I think nobody, especially in this climate, like I don't think anybody would look down on him if he said, listen, I'm just mentally burnt out or I don't really know what's going on right now. They take his stuff away.
Being a diva is not a mental disorder. I'm sorry. It's not.
No, some dudes. I mean,
it's like Westbrook. Like I said, I'm a big Westbrook fan, but he is not a player that is chemistry-wise is beneficial to the team. Westbrook is going for Westbrook first, and then hopefully the team win. And with that mentality, it doesn't matter where you go, how you stack the team, the results are going to be the same, if you ask me.
Well, I think if Westbrook came to the Knicks would have been fine because I think what the Knicks are missing is a Westbrook. And what I mean is Westbrook, you go to the team, he's the alpha, he's going to, disperse the ball, and you have a bunch of young up-and-coming guys around him. That's the place for a guy like Westbrook because he can go and drive the lane and put up 30. He plays defense. You know what I'm saying? Like he can go and put up 30, you know what I'm saying, a night, 12.
Triple-double.
Yeah, and then he'll go he'll pass it to Toppin and all those dudes and they'll have their shots. I just think Westbrook just needs to be on a team where it's like he's the man. He doesn't mind sharing the ball and do it, but he doesn't like he wants to be able to when it's my time to shine.
I'm taking that shot.
Let me shine because I'm the dude. And when it's just him doing that, it's not bad. Like when it was just Westbrook without Harden, the Rockets weren't that bad. Like it's them together. I don't know. Were they that bad when it was just Harden by himself, or was it just Harden putting up a bunch of points?
Well, Harden had some big, like he always had a couple of like stars playing with him, so it was never just Harden's team. You know what I mean? But real quick, yo, Karev, yeah, I want to get your opinion. With this trade, do you feel like the balance of power has now shifted? Is like who is the team to beat now with this trade? Is it the Nets, or it didn't make too much of a difference in the long run?
It doesn't make a difference in the long run because it's the first year of the trade. So, like I said, the MVP of this trade was Harden's stomach because now he gets New York food. That's the only thing that has changed. The man came into camp overweight.
Chicken and rice.
That's it. In strip clubs. Look, he came in overweight. So he may be able to score, but he's not going to run up and down the court at a high volume. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, with Kyrie being a big question mark, we're not going to see what the Nets have to offer until the next year, because the biggest question mark nobody's talking about is Steve Nash. When the thing that bothers me is when Kevin Durant and Kyrie came to the team, it was like, well, we're going to get Steve Nash. And then they both saying, well, we don't really need Nash as a coach. He's a former player, so we all can coach because we understand what goes on in the league. That's disrespect to the title of what the coach is. And if that's what they feel the coach's job is just to listen to them, what philosophy is this team going to have? Is it going to be a defensive first team? Is it going to be a running team? Is it going to be a run and gun team? Because as far as I'm concerned, is it Mike D'Antoni, the offensive coach, on the bench for this team? So if it didn't work with Harden before, now that you got Durant and a question mark at point guard because you don't know if he really wants to play or not, I don't think this is good for this year. For this year, I think the number one team in the East is still between probably Milwaukee or Philly. I don't see anybody else really doing anything. And shout out to Ben Simmons because he's a whack point guard too. Wow. So it's going to be all about Joel Embiid. And Boston might sneak up in there if they come up with an identity.
Yo, so real quick, we got to get ready to pay these bills. Real quick, fellas. Can we say that the real winner of this trade is the Houston Rockets with all the draft picks that they got?
Was it 7?
Eight. They got 8 picks. 8 picks.
Yeah, I mean, the Rockets they gave up Harden, who probably wasn't long for there anyway, and they were able to get not just the draft picks, they got swaps. So like if they just get trash and are like a top lottery pick, they could swap that. Like Houston, they got a more than enough compensation for Harden, in my opinion. More than I thought he was worth, but hey, that's a smart GM because now you can build that team 2 years. It's just crazy.
Shah, do you agree?
I think both the Nets and the Rockets came off because the Nets came off for now, the immediate future, and the Rockets have a future.
Yeah, the Nets got to win. Point blank, if the Nets do not win this season, this was a terrible trade. Like it's all or nothing at this point.
Yeah, you got to at least get to the finals, or
not this season,
or the Eastern Conference Finals.
Not this season. I totally disagree. I think for this year, the team is still a question mark because you don't have a point guard. You have they call him Kanye Irving now in the new shirts.
Yeah, but that's what you built.
But at the end of the day, if he went AWOL, what the GM does now with him is going to be the big what's going to happen. As far I mean, this is just my opinion. I think with draft picks, you're not trading for picks. You're trading for collateral to get more stars. So can you build with John Wall and Boogie Cousins? Probably not. But if you could get a solid swing in there, a small forward, you could build something that's very interesting. You know what I'm saying? I think the player that came up the most was Victor Oladipo.